Right, I'm going to go through some homebrew, and I'm going to go through it quite well. I've made some blueberry cider. I actually made about 20 litres of this blueberry cider, but I drank 5 litres of it yesterday, and I've got one massive hangover at the moment. So what we're going to do then is going to go through, shut up, I'm going to go through a tutorial of making some cheap cider, which we're going to be back sweetened with Ribena, strawberry Ribena and lime. So you can have a strawberry and a strawberry lime cider. What I've got here is some John Bull, which is probably the cheapest cider kit that you'll ever get for 12 quid. It'll make 40 pints. It says add less. Honestly, the only thing I would actually add more of is sugar. And this is the sugar right here. Okay, I've made wines, other type of ciders. They all work as in turbo ciders. And in the carrier bag here, I found some honey on special offer, which will be making mead, but I'll go through that later on. So, with this John Bull kit, instructions, yeast, and nutrient. Probably use nutrient. I won't bother with the actual cider yeast itself, I'll give that away. What I do need, no rinse sterilisation. I bought some of this as well, I'll do that later on. 48 hour, 20% in 5 days, that's going to be interesting. And should have some nutrient somewhere else around here. Sure, I actually bought some nutrients. Oh well, we've got some nutrient there. And super wine yeast, keep refrigerated. Reason why I use super wine yeast is the fact is it's a higher tolerant. Excuse me a sec, I'm just going to wring a bird's neck. It's a higher tolerant. It's a higher tolerant with when it comes to alcohol. So, super wine yeast. I've got some glycerin. Yeah, okay. Come on. Down you go. No, not on me. Go down. Go on. I live in the basement. That way he's with his wife and hopefully he'd shut up. Oh, I spoke too soon. So, what I have here, you got to excuse the mess because I'm in the middle of moving. I've bought 20 litres of water, which comes to £3.80. A very big 30 litre fermenting bin. What I'm going to do first is sterilise it with no rinse. I need hot water. About 3 or 4 tablespoons full of this. Here we go. That should do it in there. It's just going to be a contact sterilisation because there's not really much to do when it comes out. I'm boiling the kettle for the sugar. And a lid with a hubbly bubbly airlock on it. I like hubbly bubblies, they make a lovely noise and the bird's quite scared of it. So, warm water going straight in. To be honest with you, I think I'll use that one, that way I can sterilise. It's all in one hit. Ugh. Right, we'll just leave that for a little while. That way now I can get on and open the tin. Good ingredient to open a tin, you need one tin opener. Without dropping the actual lid itself in there. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter now. I've got to fish the thing out. I'll wait. Hopefully that hasn't kind of contaminated the apple juice. Oh, that's me being hungover after that lovely cider that I had. But here we go. Okay, so one sterile fermenting bin. We'll start adding some water. And after all this, guess what? I've got another demijohn. Demijohns are quite cheap. Drill a hole, put a cap in them. Happy days. You know, fruit wines. Well, we do a lot of it. A lot of fruit wines. Also, as you can see, I use them as containers rather than going for these things, because these things don't last with me. Right, I'm going. Clean hands, everyone. Clean hands. Put the apple juice in there. That in the bin. Second one is to clean the tin out. So now that's in there. You want as much apple juice concentrate as possible. You can make a turbo cider mix using cheap smart price apple juice, which we've done and have come out very well. If you like apple fruit ciders, always back sweeten it, and back sweetens you add the flavours on after the fermenting. Right, that's another demijohn or a container. I'll add the nutrient right now, that way it can start dissolving there. Right, that's the nutrients in. It's a shame, I've actually thought I had a container of nutrient. I use a lot of young stuffs, stabilising powder and stuff like that. They make very good homebrew kits, which I really cannot complain about whatsoever. And no, I must have been dreaming of actually that. Oh well, that's the way it is. At least I got the important part, which is the wine yeast. Another ingredient I like to actually add is glycerin. You find that actually in the cake part. A teaspoon for every 5 litres. It's quite thick, it's quite syrupy, but it all adds to nutrient to keep your little babies, little bacterias happy, little yeast bacterias. Speak to them, keep them happy, and they will do you good and proud. I shall add another container of water. And look at that. Lo and behold, as if by magic, I have another demijohn ready and willing to actually go and be used. Cool, that's the next wine I'm making. It's basically Polish for raspberry. And it's really nice. I've got one brewing down there. Okay, let's go and get a saucepan out. There we go. Place for everything and everything in its place. That's right. So we've got probably about 2 kilos of sugar in here. Oh my, that's a lot of sugar. Perhaps I should use this one. It's going to be really syrupy when it's finished, because let's face it, yeast does love sugar, and I like yeast to keep them happy, because all that sugar will turn to alcohol. That was my kebab last night. Okay, so now that's going to actually dissolve, and when that dissolves I'm going to add another kilo of sugar in there. What I need is a stirring device. Stirring devices without everything falling on top of me. No. One day I'll get a woman that knows how to do housekeeping rather than drink my homebrew. Homebrew is for men, people. Nothing more, nothing less. Good wooden spoon. And we're going to stir it. And stir it more. Keep stirring. I'm not going to worry about sterilisation on the wooden spoon or the saucepan, because the boil will actually kill off anything that needs to be killed off. Some of my stuff, what I made earlier, black mead, as you can see, empty bottles. Good stuff. Got the ingredients with all that honey down there to make it again. Okay, you can start seeing, I don't know if you can actually see this on TV, but it is starting to dissolve. We'll go and get this one all ready. John Bull instructions. I'm a man who needs instructions. Only complicate things. Here we go, it's starting to go to the boil now, and you can see all that sugar is dissolved, and there was a lot of sugar, so that's 3 kilos of sugar I have actually added to the cider kit. And it's getting really thick, it's getting really syrupy now. exactly as I say, if it says just put a kilo of sugar in or 500 grams, triple it. If you've got a cold drafty flat or a bed sit, electric blankets. Electric blankets are so cheap nowadays on a low setting, because these are actually quite not very tolerant for temperature change. As I say, I live in a basement, and it's usually about the same temperature no matter what time of year it is. Okay, look how thick that is. I don't know if you can see that, but that is really, really thick. Nice and syrupy. I ain't surprised really, with 3 kilos of sugar in there. So I'll make sure all this is done. That's there, it's all waiting, still waiting. Cool, that is thick. I might have to add a little bit more water to it, because it doesn't seem to be dissolving too well. Right, more water needs to be added with all that sugar in there. Okay, so that's more water there. That's been added. Ah, that's better. Oh, definitely. You can see the difference already. Look at that sugar. See, here in Norwich, where I live at the moment, we've got the Good Life, which is a homebrew shop, and lovely people that actually run that. Gives you ideas, what to use, what not to use, and so on. I'm sure where you live, you've probably got homebrew shops, but everything what I'm doing here, you could probably get in your supermarket, minus the kit. If you can't get the kit, apple juice. Apple juice is brilliant. Okay, so I'm now going to switch off the cooker. See, now the bird's downstairs with the wife. It's shut up. Bloody scrawny thing. Oh, look, another demijohn waiting to be used. And now, all that sugar. Don't want it to go on you, because it will stick, being that it's really syrupy. People like to make it wait. I don't. I just pour it straight in, because everything's in there and it's cooled down nicely. Just so the sugar doesn't stick. Right, as you can see there, I mean, look at that. You can't moan at the quantity of this. We shall top it up. It says make 40 pints. It's about 27 litres. That looks about 27 litres. Let's have a look here. Feel that, it's nice and cool, which is quite surprising. 15, 19, 19, that's probably about 25 up to that one there, which I'll top it up there, because you're going to waste some anyways. The apples there, just give it flavour, and so on. And here we go. Right, Young's Super Wine Yeast. Okay, 1 teaspoon per every full gallon. So 5 litres is over a gallon. 4.5 litres is roughly a gallon. So we got 30, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll throw 5 in there. Just because I can do it. Half a tablespoon, half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. Here we go. Yes, this is for my kits. So, yeast, as you can see, not really much to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back into the fridge. There we go. So it's back in the fridge. I'm really going to have to get a woman that knows how to actually keep food in there. Oh dear. It's there, it's waiting, it's ready. That's been there in the sterilisation fluid. In it goes. It weighs an absolute ton. Don't know if you can actually see all the bits going around. That's basically the yeast. So what I'm going to do now is give it a quick shake. We do that oxygenating it, so I've got some oxygen, because I do give out carbon dioxide. Okay, that will slowly dissolve. It will go cloudy, then you need to rack it, hence I rack it into another one. Hubbly bubbly. A little bit of a pain to clear, but it's sterile. That will go on. Throw a little bit of water into the top. It'll probably go everywhere. Okay, so it's about there. And it will start fermenting in about an hour or so. Okay, so here we have basically 30 litres or 27 litres that will be back sweetened with strawberry ribena and lime cordial. That will give it the nice flavour. And this is one that I made earlier. So, homebrew the easy way. Cheers everybody.